Beloved, before your mind questions this moment, before your heart tries to protect itself, pause with me here. This is not noise. This is not coincidence. This is a quiet opening that was timed with your breath, your memory, and the unspoken weight you have been carrying without telling anyone. I speak to you with deep tenderness, because what I carry is not meant to frighten you, but to free you. For a long time, you have trusted with purity. You gave access to your thoughts, your plans, your vulnerabilities, and your silence. You believed loyalty was mutual. You believed intentions were clean. You believed the bond was safe. That belief came from your good heart, not from blindness. What was hidden from you is not about betrayal as the world defines it. It is about a choice someone made when they thought you would never see beyond the surface. They smiled while carrying a different intention. They spoke agreement while moving quietly in another direction. Not to destroy you, but to protect themselves from the light you naturally carry. Listen carefully now, because this is where your story shifts. You have felt something lately, a subtle discomfort, a strange pause in conversations, a feeling that something no longer aligns the way it used to. You tried to dismiss it. You told yourself you were imagining things. You chose peace over suspicion. That choice speaks of your character. But discernment is not suspicion. Discernment is clarity arriving gently. The truth is this: the person you trusted most did something without including you, without honoring the bond, without considering how deeply you value transparency. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was quiet. And quiet actions often carry the deepest impact. You are not here to be broken by this knowledge. You are here to be strengthened by it. I was not permitted to speak until your heart was ready to receive without shattering. Timing matters in revelation. If this had come earlier, it would have wounded you. If it came later, it would have limited you. Today, it arrives as preparation. You are stepping into a phase where clarity becomes protection, where awareness becomes power, where your kindness remains intact, but your boundaries become wiser. Do not rush to react. Do not rush to confront. This moment is not about action. It is about understanding. Understanding that not everyone who walks beside you walks with you. Understanding that some people admire your strength while quietly adjusting their own path around it. You may feel a mix of emotions right now. Confusion, sadness, a soft ache. That is natural. Let it pass through you without judgment. You are allowed to feel without losing your peace. What matters most is this: nothing was taken from you. No destiny shifted away from you. No blessing was cancelled. In fact, what was hidden is now being revealed so you can walk lighter, clearer, and more aligned than before. You were never meant to remain unaware. You were meant to awaken gently. Stay with this moment. Let it settle. There is more clarity coming, and it will arrive with calm, not chaos. This is only the beginning of understanding, not the end of trust in life itself. You are protected. You are guided. And you are not alone in this realization. Remain here. Breathe. The next part will bring the peace that connects everything you have been sensing but could never explain. Beloved, stay right here with me. Do not rush forward in your mind, and do not drift backward into old memories. This moment was designed to slow you down, because what is unfolding now explains something that has been quietly repeating in your life. There is a pattern you could not name before today. You noticed delays that did not make sense. Plans that seemed supported one day and quietly weakened the next. Words that sounded encouraging but lacked follow-through. Each time, you blamed timing. You blamed circumstances. Sometimes, you blamed yourself. You told yourself to be patient. You told yourself to trust harder. But trust does not mean ignoring what your spirit feels. The truth that was hidden is this: The person you relied on shared information about you in spaces you were never invited into. Not with cruelty, but with convenience. Not with hatred, but with self-interest. They spoke your name in rooms where your presence would have changed the outcome. This is why doors felt half open. This is why support felt inconsistent. This is why your progress sometimes felt strangely observed rather than celebrated. And yet, listen closely, this revelation does not come with loss. It comes with restoration. Because while something was done quietly behind your back, something greater was done loudly in your favor without you knowing. What was meant to limit you became the very reason protection surrounded you. What was meant to slow you redirected you onto a path that could not be interfered with. You were being moved out of reach. That is why certain connections weakened without explanation. That is why some conversations ended naturally. That is why you felt guided to keep more to yourself lately. It was not isolation. It was preparation. You are not being asked to cut anyone off. You are being asked to see clearly. Awareness changes how energy flows. Once you see, you cannot be misled the same way again. Take a breath here. Notice how your heart feels calmer than expected. That calm is confirmation. Truth does not always arrive with shock. Sometimes it arrives with relief, because deep inside, you already knew. This is the moment where you stop over-explaining yourself. This is the moment where you stop giving full access to people who only earned partial trust. This is the moment where you begin choosing silence over proof, clarity over approval, peace over permission. Remember this feeling. Remember this pause. People will feel the shift in you before you ever say a word. Stay with me. What comes next will explain why this had to be revealed now, and why the next phase of your life cannot be delayed any longer. Beloved, this is the moment where clarity becomes undeniable. Not loud, not dramatic, just unmistakably real. You did not imagine the distance. You did not overthink the pauses. You did not misread the shift. What you felt was awareness slowly waking up inside you, even while your heart tried to protect the image you once held so dearly. There was a moment when this person made a decision without you. Not because you were weak, not because you were unaware, but because your strength made them uncomfortable. Your growth created a silent pressure they did not know how to face honestly. Understand this carefully now. They did not act out of hatred. They acted out of fear. Fear of being left behind. Fear of losing relevance. Fear that your elevation would expose their limitations. So instead of standing beside you, they chose to move quietly around you. This is why the energy changed. You noticed conversations becoming careful. You noticed warmth turning into politeness. You noticed support turning into observation. These were not accidents. These were signs of an inner conflict they never voiced. Here is the revelation meant to steady your heart. What they did behind your back did not harm you. It revealed you. It activated protection you did not know was already in motion. While they were acting in secrecy, alignment was forming around you in silence. You were never being pushed out. You were being repositioned. Some connections are not meant to follow you into your next chapter, not because they are evil, but because they cannot breathe at the altitude you are entering. And that is not punishment. That is design. Do not feel guilt for outgrowing spaces that once felt like home. You are not losing trust. You are refining it. You are learning the difference between loyalty and proximity, between familiarity and alignment. This knowledge is not meant to harden you. It is meant to sharpen your discernment while keeping your compassion intact. You will still love deeply. You will still give sincerely. But you will no longer confuse access with entitlement. Pause here with this truth. You are not late. You are not fooled. You are not broken. You are awakening at the exact moment you are meant to. Stay present. There is one final layer to this revelation that will explain why this had to be hidden until now, and why what comes next will feel lighter than anything you have carried before. Beloved, this is the moment where the silence you have been carrying finally understands itself. What you are realizing now is not meant to harden you. It is meant to sharpen your awareness without dimming your compassion. The secret that was hidden did not come to expose someone else. It came to reveal you, your intuition, your growth, your readiness to step into a clearer version of your life. The person you trusted did not expect you to rise beyond the version of you they were comfortable with. They grew familiar with your patience, your forgiveness, your ability to carry weight quietly. What they did behind your back was not sudden. It was slow. It was calculated. It was rooted in the belief that you would always remain the same. But you are not the same anymore. That is why this message reached you now. You have outgrown the need to explain yourself to people who no longer understand your depth. You have outgrown the need to chase clarity from those who benefit from confusion. And you have outgrown the season where your kindness was mistaken for permission. Here is the revelation most people never receive in time. When something is hidden from you, it is often because your next step requires sharper vision. Not anger. Not confrontation. Vision. You are being prepared for alignment. Real alignment. The kind where relationships no longer drain you. Where conversations feel clean. Where trust feels mutual again, not forced, not questioned. What was done behind your back does not define your future. Your response to this awareness does. You do not need to announce your knowing. You do not need to prove your strength. The most powerful shift happens quietly, when you choose differently without explanation. When you stop overgiving. When you listen more than you speak. When you allow distance to teach what words never could. Something important is opening ahead of you. A door that requires emotional maturity, discernment, and calm confidence. That door would not open if you were still entangled in old expectations. This is not loss. This is release. You may notice in the coming days that people respond differently to you. Some will feel uncomfortable. Some will grow distant. Some will suddenly seek your attention again. Do not be confused by this. It is simply energy adjusting to clarity. Remain steady. Remain kind. Remain aware. You were never meant to carry this truth alone, and you were never meant to be crushed by it. You were meant to rise with it. Stay present with this message. Let it settle into your understanding, not your fear. What comes next will make sense of everything, and it will arrive with peace, not pressure. Remain here. The unfolding is not finished yet. Beloved, listen with your heart now, because this is the moment where confusion turns into clarity and heaviness begins to lift without effort. What you are feeling right now is not weakness. It is recognition. Recognition always arrives quietly, like a door you did not know was unlocked suddenly opening on its own. The person you trusted did not expect you to see this far. They believed your kindness would keep you looking forward, never sideways. They believed your patience would keep you waiting, never questioning. They underestimated the depth of your awareness. Not because you are suspicious, but because you are perceptive beyond words. Here is the truth that changes everything. What happened behind your back was not meant to replace you. It was meant to bypass you. And that distinction matters more than you realize. You were never in danger of being removed. You were in danger of being taken for granted. And today, that cycle ends. You may notice something surprising now. Since this realization began forming, certain people feel distant. Conversations feel shorter. Energy feels uneven. This is not loss. This is alignment. When clarity enters, what does not belong begins to loosen naturally. Do not chase explanations. Do not seek apologies. The revelation itself is the closure. When someone shows you who they are through silence, choices, or hidden steps, believe the signal without anger. Peace does not require confrontation to exist. You are stepping into a phase where your presence becomes selective. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not everyone earns the right to know your next move. Privacy is not secrecy. Privacy is wisdom. This message reaches you now because something important is about to shift in your life. A door that was delayed is preparing to open. A decision that felt uncertain is about to become clear. And the awareness you carry today will prevent you from repeating an old pattern tomorrow. There is power in knowing without reacting. There is strength in observing without explaining. And there is growth in choosing silence when clarity has already spoken. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time. What was hidden could not remain hidden forever, because your path requires honesty around you. From this moment forward, your intuition will sharpen. Your boundaries will strengthen. Your peace will deepen. Stay present. Stay grounded. Something meaningful is aligning in your favor, and the next part will reveal why this separation of awareness was absolutely necessary for what is coming next. Beloved, this is the moment where understanding becomes strength. What you are realizing now is not accidental. It is the quiet result of everything you endured without complaint, everything you carried without explanation, and every time you chose silence over reaction. You were being trained without knowing it, prepared without being told, strengthened without applause. The secret you are uncovering is not meant to make you look back with regret. It is meant to make you look forward with clarity. The person you trusted did not expect you to awaken this way. They believed your kindness meant unawareness. They believed your patience meant permission. They believed your silence meant you would never notice the shift. But they underestimated one thing that cannot be hidden from forever. Truth always surfaces when the heart is ready. Right now, something subtle is happening inside you. A calm replacing confusion. A stillness replacing doubt. You are no longer searching for signs, because clarity has already entered the room. This is why you are still watching. You may notice that memories are rearranging themselves. Conversations you once brushed aside suddenly make sense. Moments that felt off now have shape. This is not to disturb you. This is to complete the picture so you never question your intuition again. Here is what you must hear clearly. You were never behind. You were never late. You were never fooled in the way you feared. You were simply allowing time to reveal character instead of forcing truth through confrontation. That is wisdom, not weakness. And now, the balance has shifted. The power dynamic has changed quietly, without noise, without drama, without explanation. Awareness has placed you in a position where nothing can be taken from you emotionally again. You are no longer operating from assumption. You are operating from knowing. This is why the message had to reach you now. From this point forward, your presence alone will feel different to people. Your words will carry weight without being loud. Your boundaries will be felt without being spoken. You will notice how some energies adjust around you without you saying a single thing. That is growth. You do not need to expose anyone. You do not need to announce understanding. Silence, when paired with clarity, is more powerful than any confrontation. And listen closely now, because this is important. What was done behind your back did not block your path. It redirected someone else's role in your life. That is all. Your journey continues forward, untouched, refined, and protected. You are stepping into a season where truth walks beside you instead of chasing you, where trust becomes selective, not withdrawn, where peace is chosen without apology. Stay here. Do not rush this moment. There is one final realization approaching that will bring deep closure and quiet confidence. When it arrives, you will not feel anger. You will feel free. Remain present. The next part completes what your heart already knows. Beloved, if you are still here, it is because something inside you refused to turn away. Not fear, not curiosity alone. It was recognition. A quiet inner voice saying, "This is speaking to me." That voice is not random. It is the part of you that already knew the truth before words gave it shape. There is a reason this revelation did not arrive all at once. Truth is powerful, but wisdom reveals it in layers. In earlier moments of your life, you trusted without question. You gave access without hesitation. You believed loyalty would always mirror your own. That season was not a mistake. It trained your heart to love deeply. But this season is different. This season trains your eyes to see clearly. Here is the once in a lifetime truth that few are ever told so directly. The person who acted behind your back did not win anything. They did not gain power. They did not move ahead of you. What they gained was distance from your destiny, while you gained clarity that protects yours. This is what most people never understand. When someone makes a hidden move, when they choose secrecy over honesty, they step out of alignment with what was meant to be shared. You, however, stayed aligned. Even without knowing the full picture, your heart stayed clean. And because of that, the outcome bends in your favor, quietly, inevitably. You may notice now that certain doors feel lighter to open. Conversations feel shorter. Decisions feel clearer. That is not coincidence. That is release. The weight you were carrying without knowing it is lifting. There is something else you deserve to know. The reason this truth is coming now is because you are approaching a moment where discernment matters more than effort. A moment where who you listen to, who you trust, and who you allow close will shape the next chapter of your life. You are being refined, not restricted. Elevated, not isolated. Do not let your heart harden from this knowledge. Soft hearts with clear vision are rare, and they are powerful. Keep your kindness. Keep your compassion. Just do not give access blindly anymore. Wisdom is not distance. Wisdom is direction. If you feel a sudden urge to pause the video, to think, to speak out loud, that is natural. This part touches memory, intuition, and future all at once. Let it. This message was not designed to rush you. It was designed to anchor you. You are not losing anyone who was truly meant to walk with you into what is coming next. You are simply no longer carrying those who were never meant to go that far. Stay present. Something very important is about to be revealed next, something that explains why all of this had to unfold exactly this way, at exactly this moment, in your life. Beloved, this is the moment where everything becomes clear without noise, without fear, without confusion. What was once heavy now becomes light, because understanding has arrived. You were never meant to carry unanswered questions forever. You were meant to reach this exact point where your heart feels steady, your mind feels calm, and your spirit feels awake. The truth you are receiving now is not meant to turn you against anyone. It is meant to turn you back toward yourself. The person you trusted acted from their own limitations, not from your worth. They made choices based on fear, comparison, and insecurity, while you continued to move with honesty and openness. That difference matters. Here is the once in a lifetime revelation you need to hear clearly. Nothing they did delayed you. Nothing they hid reduced you. Nothing that happened behind your back altered what is prepared for you ahead. In fact, the moment the truth came into the open, your path became smoother. What no longer aligns is quietly stepping away without resistance. You may notice something changing already. Conversations feel different. Energy feels lighter. You feel less drained without knowing why. This is not imagination. This is alignment correcting itself. When truth enters, false weight cannot remain. You were protected even while unaware. You were guided even while trusting. That is why you are standing stronger now instead of broken. This is growth without damage. Wisdom without bitterness. Awareness without anger. Pause for a second and feel this. You are not losing anyone important to your future. You are gaining clarity that protects it. You are not being pushed into loneliness. You are being guided into higher, quality connections, deeper respect, and cleaner bonds. From this moment forward, your intuition sharpens. Your discernment becomes natural. You no longer need to doubt your feelings or question your instincts. What feels right will feel calm. What feels wrong will quietly fade without drama. This message did not arrive to shake you. It arrived to steady you. Carry this knowing gently. Do not announce it. Do not explain it. Let your peace speak instead. Let your growth answer questions without words. Let your silence become powerful. What comes next in your life will feel more aligned, more honest, and more peaceful than before. This was not an ending. This was a clearing. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay aware. You are exactly where you need to be. Beloved, this is the moment where silence begins to speak louder than words. Everything you have felt until now was preparation for this exact realization. Not to shock you, not to hurt you, but to steady you. Because when truth finally stands in front of you, it should not shake your foundation, it should strengthen it. There is something powerful you must understand now. The action that happened behind your back was never meant to outgrow you. It was smaller than your destiny. It felt heavy only because you were still carrying trust without clarity. Now that clarity has arrived, the weight lifts. The person you trusted did not expect you to rise above this moment with calm. They expected confusion. They expected doubt. They expected you to question yourself. But you were never meant to shrink in this chapter. You were meant to see clearly and move forward quietly. Notice how your heart feels right now. Not racing. Not panicking. It feels awake. That is because this message is not here to create fear. It is here to restore alignment. When alignment returns, peace follows naturally. What you are about to step into next requires sharper discernment, not softer love. Your kindness remains. Your generosity remains. But your awareness has expanded. And awareness is protection that does not need noise. You are not losing anyone important. Anyone who truly belongs in your future cannot be removed by secrecy or hidden choices. They stay. They grow with you. They choose transparency without being asked. This moment marks a quiet ending, not of relationships, but of illusions. And the end of illusion always creates space for something real to arrive. Do not explain yourself. Do not justify your growth. You owe no one access to your next steps. Walk gently. Speak less. Observe more. Your calm will answer every unspoken question. Remember this feeling. Remember this clarity. Because this is how you will recognize truth going forward. Steady, calm, undeniable. Stay with me. What comes next will confirm why this awareness arrived exactly now and how it protects what is about to enter your life.